Hey friends, Kim here, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to hoop, embroider, and then put together a Kimberbell tote, just like you see in pictures here. First, go ahead and unfold your tote completely. You're going to notice that you have an extra scrap of leather in your kit, and that's so that you can test the settings on your embroidery machine and your needle to make sure that you get it just right before you stitch on your actual tote. When stitching on leather, I recommend a 7511 embroidery needle. I recommend 2 stabilizers for this project, the first being a wash-away sticky back stabilizer for your hoop, and then you want a wash-away topping to place on top of the leather before you stitch. As you can see, I've already hooped my stabilizer. This is, of course, is the wash-away sticky back, and then I scored the outer edge here so that I could peel back the paper lining, and then all I'm left is with this sticky top. This is great for floating your project on top of the stabilizer instead of hooping it. Now I want to be able to find the center of my hoop. So to make that really easy, we actually have a free downloadable crosshairs file that you can find at kimberbell.com. Just simply stitch those crosshairs directly onto the sticky back stabilizer and then set this aside. With these totes, there's more of a rough side with some texture, and then on the other side is more smooth. Now you're going to want to find the center of this flap, and remember the smooth side is facing up towards you. So to find the center, just take a ruler and measure from one side of this flap to the next, and then again with one side of this flap to the next, and draw your crosshairs with just a pin. You're going to want to match these centering crosshairs to these centering crosshairs, just like this. Turn over your marked flap so that you have one crosshair facing the other crosshair. And now just fold it back along that vertical line and match it up to the horizontal line so that they meet completely centered. And then all you have to do is lay this flat and press against the sticky back stabilizer. Now you're ready to embroider your design on the center of this flap. Now that you have this laying flat on your sticky back stabilizer, you're going to have a whole lot of extra of that tote laying over to the left side of your hoop. Of course, the arm is right here, and this is laying to the left. So just very carefully fold this up, maybe even in accordion style there, to hold it in place so that it gets out of the way of your stitching and doesn't weigh heavily on the left-hand side of your hoop. Before stitching, don't forget about that wash away topper. I've cut off a piece right here. I'm going to lay that over my flap, and then I'm going to start stitching my embroidery design. Your embroidery design is going to come into your machine already centered, so that's perfect because we already centered this with our crosshairs that were on the stabilizer, and we're ready to get stitching. Once your design is on that flap, it's time to remove the stabilizer. So you can just gently peel away your topper as much as possible. It doesn't have to be all of it at this point because you can actually run this under some cool water afterwards, and it will remove the rest of this stabilizer. And then just go ahead and turn it to the back and cut away as much of the wash away stabilizer as you can. And once again, because it's wash away, we're just going to be able to run it underwater and remove the rest of it. You might be thinking to yourself, well, Kim, what about this ugly backing? You know, what can I do to cover that? Well, that's the beauty of these Kimberbell totes, is because that extra flap was made to not only lay flat on your machine so that you could stitch it, but after you were done, it actually folds over on itself here. And then you just do a top stitch around with just a regular sewing machine just inside the perimeter of that flap. So let's go ahead and finish it off. Okay, I'm ready to sew this top flap down. I'm just going to fold it down on itself to kind of keep this fold nice and flat while I do a top stitch. I'm just going to place a few clips here. All right. And now we can just line this up and top stitch. So there you go. See how simple that was? You don't even see any of those markings I did on the back or the back of your embroidery. It's really fantastic way to do this tote. Now, you're ready to fold this up into the tote itself. So let me show you how easy that is. Okay, you've got your two slide slats here, your two up here, and then your center. You can either start these in the center and then fold these and overlap one over the other. Or what I like to do is actually fold these first and overlap them. So one of these slats rests right on top of the other. And then you just simply bring this up and feed it through those slats. 1 and 2. Easy enough, right? Okay, we've got one side done. Let's do it to the second side. 1, 2, bring that up and over. And there you go, the cutest little basket you ever did see. You never knew you embroidered it because of the backing there, and it's ready to gift and it's ready to store away by laying it flat again. Have fun.